Hey guys, Robert from Crick Games here, showing you a little beta preview of a little thing called Talespire. This is a cool little um, program that allows you to make tabletop games in these different little 3D environments. Here we go. Oops, sorry about that. So what it gives you is a little tabletop surface that you can use to play games with. It doesn't give you any rules per se, but it gives you like the little 3D figures, and if you had like, let's say like 3D terrain and tiles, you can kind of put that together. But it's all digital, right? So you can do these different games with your friends. So I'm going to go ahead and I have this campaign that I'm doing. I signed up for the Kickstarter, and with the Kickstarter, you have access to the beta preview. So this is called the Dragon Build. You can kind of see in the lower left there, the Dragon Build beta. It allows you to try out the game a little bit. And there we go. I was playing around and just kind of showing and checking out some of the different models that they have, right? So the really cool thing about this is again, there's no rules attached to it. You're just like kind of placing down your figures as though you were, sitting in front of virtual tabletop, gathering around with your friends, playing a little game of, D&D or whatever RPG that you play. Because there's no rules on top of it. Hey, you can play Pathfinder, any sort of rule system that you want. It doesn't assume anything that you're trying to do, and then you can drop in, little tokens, little pieces, and put little rooms together. So if I put this into build mode, it gives you the different options for some of the different creatures, right? So you have heroes that you can place in, or monsters that you can place in, and then they give, oh, there we go, I got a little attack going on. So we're gonna, boom, attack this guy, got some animations going, and I'll also set these up so they can like animate and emote, that type of thing. This gives you an idea of some of the different creatures that are available, right? So, and I really love like that view of it where it does this kind of like tilt shift looking thing where some of the things in the background get a little blurred out. But you have, there's, centipede, snake. They really went all out in terms of the the different models that they put together. They give you, a good amount to kind of start off with. So if I had a bunch of friends and we were trying to do this remotely, you could put a few scenarios together and actually do a pretty good job of putting those two together. Let's see. So these are my elementals. I got sitting here, my little goblin army with some of these guys, and then you can go into here and add some lighting effects to them. I guess it was the two monsters attacking each other. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there. So if I take him, oh yeah, they hit each other. Okay, and then I can kill him off. Keep track of his hit points here. Maybe he goes down to 0. I'm not sure what players can see and what just the DM can see. I imagine hit points is like a DM style feature. And if you really wanted to, you can set up. They have like 4 different stats here. And then they have these little wheels. Oh, you can quickly add and remove, I guess, is the concept. Oh, so this is a hide tool. And yeah, there you go. Anyway, let me show you some more of these. There's different orcs. They put together an orc shaman. These are some of the different heroes. So we have like a barbarian, a bard, cleric. This is an assassin, druid, little dwarf. They did a great job with the the 3D models. It kind of has this feel like they're little physical figures with the base and everything, but like the way they kind of also did the paint job, it looks like maybe something you'd see on your table. And then if I can get it the angle right, you can kind of see the tilt shift effects. So like at the very top, these are all kind of blurring out up here. Here I got my zombie coming over. So if I hold on to him, this is maybe my. Let me do that. Okay, so you select who you want, and then you can have him attack towards someone. So that's pretty cool. Have him, shamble up and do a little There we go. Boom. How's that? Little halfling. The night one's pretty cool. Monk, ranger, wizard. And then one of the ones. Here we go. Here's the frost giant. Put a little lighting effect on him. He just dwarfs everything else around, right? Dragon, gargoyle, lizardman. There's a whole menagerie of different creatures ready to go. Again, this is beta, so I imagine they're going to add some more. I don't know if they're going to do like a, maybe purchase special plugins for some of these, or part of the map here. A bunch of NPCs. Pretty cool looking, right? Like, if I was going to set up a table on my own, we're just going to sit down and play, I would just drop a few of these in, and then away you go. These are pretty cool. So these are some of the like undead ones. So if I open up this category here at the bottom, these are all the different undead. And then these ones actually glow. They have some ambiance to them. So if I actually switch this over to the atmospheric effects, and I go down to here and I say darkness, then he has, I guess he has a little bit of a green glow coming from his flame there, but these little kind of spirit things are, they're luminescent, right? And you can actually set it up so he has light in themselves. You can kind of set up, and the slime is pretty cool because the slime glows in the dark. That's cool. It's like, it's like he stuck a little LED in your figure and made it look pretty cool, right? But they have different lighting effects, which is kind of cool. And there's also different audio. You can set up some ambiance and like ambient audio and some music. The music actually not half bad. Like if I was just trying to DJ a game and put something on right in the background, it would look pretty cool. And then what you do is you set up different boards. They call them boards inside the campaign. This is when I was messing around with making a just like a little dungeon hallway. You can set up doors, and the doors will animate open and close, which is a really nice effect. So this hallway, I put in a few of these green blobs. You can change the height that you're viewing everything, but let's actually go down to first level, and I'm just going to show you this. So it looks pretty cool with like the torches. I put a chest down here at the end of the hallway, so it gives you a reason to come this direction. If you hold down Shift, should be able to pick up these dudes. Oh, I'm not in build mode, that's why. Okay, so if I'm in build mode, I can shift, move around the different pieces. Let's not destroy the wall. Let's, well, I already did. Okay, so looks like we're stuck on open. If I grab this, shift is also like a clone feature. So if I put that there, and then I'm going to have to move, I think, this chest out of the way. So let's drop it there. If I hold down shift, I can drag and move stuff around. Somehow I didn't get that quite in its spot. What's going on with you? Why are you? There we go. And then check this out. So I'm going to turn the ambiance with the lighting to darkness. And then now lighting really matters because you can't see anything if you don't have the sound set up. So again, it doesn't do any rules, right? So this is assuming if I attack him, it doesn't change any hit points, it just does the animation. It's as though you actually have the little physical pieces in front of you and you're playing around with the game. And I'll show you this real quick. So this is the dice rolls. I can do, standard RPG dice. I'll take my D20, drag it out there, boom, I got my 12. He's got a couple of daggers, let's say. We'll just give him like a D6, right? We'll take my D6, spin it up, drop it right on that dude's head, boom, take 4 damage, maybe I get a +3 to it or something. and I'd go in and, well, let's say let's give him 0, and then I would kill him off. Boom. Get that look at. Oh, I think I had a torch on him. That's why it was so much brighter. Yeah, we'll put torches on each one of these guys. Maybe he's carrying a torch too, so it lights up the hallway. But yeah, that's pretty cool looking, right? Like, get the lighting effects going on. He's traveling down the hallway. He's gonna resituate here. It's a little funky to set the orientation, but yeah, you get the idea. So like, I'll hit that guy, and then maybe I'll do a little wiggle. Ooh. There's the idea. I can imagine. So again, this is a Kickstarter that opened up. This is a beta preview. So a bunch of the stuff that they're showing now, of course, it's going to change over time. They're going to get different blocks and creatures to drop in. So I expect to see more from it. Really kind of cool thing is you can open up and you'd have, you know, all sorts of different wall sets and, you know, pieces that you can throw together. It's actually pretty slick, pretty easy to, you know, drop in something. You hold down Shift and you can kind of clone a wall across. Maybe this is be some sort of hallway. I mean, really, what the intent is, you set up kind of these different boards. Each of the boards might have a different little room to go to. You've already set up the ambiance, everything ready to go. It's like you already have like your table set up in your game, and you're there and you're ready to go. And then these are some of the different castle ruins. So you can take some time to kind of set up. Let's move this out of the way. Oh, I guess I dropped a door in there. Let's get rid of the door. But once you have a table set up, it's pretty sweet. And actually, there's a little community page that's building up where people are starting to share some of their different builds, which is really cool to see. So I'm looking forward to being able to just kind of drop in other people's boards and those types of things, and then hey, you have like a 3D map ready to go, right? Like, how cool is that? These also will stack on each other. At least if I can't show, so you can get some height going on. And actually, with this one, I should be able to. Let's take that off and add in. So you can create some pretty cool like vertical looking things, right, for this environment. And then I'm gonna take this and put it on the top as like a little cap on top, right? So you can get some some height going on in these types of things. And then if you really want to, you can add on some some stairs going up, and then you can create. Let me do one that's like a 2-tile piece. You can create like a second level, which is kind of cool. So you can set that up and create another floor, which is way cool. So I could do something like that, and then when I zoom in, I think there's a way to it's this. There you go. You can set the height that you can see, right? So you see that like pillar stacking up. It pulls off the top. So how cool is that, right? You can go with the view all the way top, pull it down, put the focus on that first floor, right? It even does like the shadow effect, right, coming in from the bottom there. So right now, kind of limited set of different things you can pick. These are the different castle tiles. But they're getting more all the time, right? Some cavern looking pieces, right? So it's pretty cool to see. If you have a physical tabletop and you're putting some of these together, these kind of remind me of like the Dwarven Forge tiles that you're dropping in. They have like a cavern set, and they you can go all out with decorating them and putting different pieces together, right? There's a little mine cart on that, and then some of the different chests, different cobblestones, lots of different doors. It's really cool that they have like animated doors, really nice really nice touch how you play the game. It matters if the doors open or close. That's your peeking sight, the next room. Let's see if this animates as well. Yep, there you go. That animates up and down. So I imagine I might, let's see if I can take, let's close that. Can I take this and set it up inside of there? Not that easily. Anyway, there might be like an archway or something I can drop that into. And then you can imagine just how easy it is just to take a bunch of these, drop it in, put on some flooring, right? And away you go, a little instant dungeon. I'll get those to line up, but for now, there you go. Some torches at the end of the hallway. Maybe I'll set it up like that. And if you hold down Shift, it does this kind of like cloning effect where I can kind of stamp it there. And then I can hold down Shift and create a little wall section. Right, there you go. And then I got some, let's do like a 2x2 dungeon floor. And we're gonna just fill in that section. Boom, there, I got my hallway. And then we'll add one of these, some roots coming down, that type of thing. There you go. I got a little room that I threw together, right? Pretty easy to do. Some of the concepts are pretty interesting. Like they have this is like a foam bottom. I guess the idea is like if you wanted to have like void space and put something underneath. Right now there's only like a grass type, but it'd be pretty cool if they had some different kind of base tiles you can put together. Usually in my games, like I'll just give like a suggestion of what's underneath, right? You just need like a color or that type of thing to drop in there, so it looks pretty cool. And then they have all these little kind of hatches that you can put together. Maybe there's like some sort of sewer system that they can drop down into that opens up. That's really cool. They did like the animations on top of it. Oh, and then, oops, misplaced that. I'm not sure where that trapdoor went. Where are you trapdoor? Oh, there he is. Okay. Oh, it's because I'm zooming in beyond my view. He's like disappearing, but we'll take that, put that onto the floor. And you can add in different lighting, right? So put some braziers. There's a little lantern on the ground. That's kind of cool. Morgoth is kind of like a cathedral-looking tile set where it has little alcoves and sconces and all sorts of things you can kind of drop in a hallway. And then the way they built it, they had the floor tiles, and they have some pieces that have the floor tiles plus the wall, and then they have the walls themselves. So you can kind of build up the type of game that you want, right? Like sometimes it's hard to kind of see over walls, that type of thing, to get different views. So you're just going to drop these on the ground, and then sometimes it's nice to be able to, put a room together and kind of see the dimensions of it. And let me show you kind of what else is in this list of things. So you have nature tiles, different grasses you can drop down. Maybe this is a little plot of ground that's near a farmhouse, so they're building that up. They have the sort of same effect with the trees, where I can drop in a stump, and then I can do this thing where I can make trees of different heights. There we go. And then, show this real quick, I can take a hero, and then if I drop him down, I can also pick him up and put him on top of stuff. So maybe he climbed the tree, and he's just like hanging out, doing his thing. And then he, I don't know, falls down, and you're moving him around, right? Like, and then the idea is like some of these will belong to players, right? So you can, if he's a creature, as the game master, I can hide him, move him. But normally, I would hand control over this these hero players. And then let me just show you the last of these. So there's a tavern set with like different roofs that you can put on, and sort of some prefabs, right? You can drop into place. Maybe the heroes stay there for the night, and there's little props set, so you can put out little props to decorate your floor. You can basically take as long as you want to put a game together, and stack up some boxes. These should also stack on top of each other, right? So you can kind of put in three-dimensionality to each one of these as you're putting that game together. Different pipes, graveyards, different tables. So, as you're putting your different buildings together, what you'll do is you'll save each of these different boards, right? So you put a little stack of things together, and that'll then become your board that you can jump to. There's like a way I can do a selection and just knock out everything at once. I guess for models, I have to go to the kill menu or hide it, right, to get rid of it. So kind of the terrain and the people behave a little differently, which is nice. So you can move them around separately from each other. And I'll just show you real quick. This is the sewers set, so you can make a little underground section. Anyway, pretty cool. It's a nice idea to have like a virtual tabletop and a way to put all those pieces together. If you like what you see, like or subscribe. Visit us at crickgames.com. Follow us on YouTube. You can find us by searching for Crick Games, or check us out on Instagram. Search for Crick Games, or Twitter at Crick Games LLC. And as always, game on.